Guy or Jen, anything in terms of small wins? I'll share something of mine here that I'm anxious to share, but either of you have anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I went to a lead last night. Went really well. Ended up staying for 2.5 hours.
Wow,
And
2.5 hours.
we talked about everything from the house to family to plans. And
Is this for a listing?
yeah.
That's great,
So,
Jen.
she said she liked my ad through Meskula because of all of like detailed locations. She said you must be local. So that was interesting. She already has a realtor she's used in the past, but hasn't signed anything. And then as we were having a conversation, so she invited me out as a second opinion. She said she's never had a second opinion. And she gave me the story how she came about the realtor she uses.
Okay.
So her mother's house was like a prefab, and her mother passed away. So they were going to quickly renovate it and sell it. And this realtor walks by, sees them renovating, knocks on the door, says, I have a buyer. And she basically sold the house before it even hit the market.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So I said, not really sure that was in your best interest. She should have listed your house, seen what the market had to offer, and included her buyer in that process to do the best job for you. So did you really get value for your house? You know, just little things to think about. So then she asked me what I would list her house at. I went through all the comparables that I brought. It's a huge house, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, almost 3,000 square foot house on 3 acres. So,
okay, good.
Big house. So when I showed her my listing comparables and what I would suggest they list at, she had some not nice words to say about the other realtor. She showed me her package that she brought, and it was about 150,000 under just for a quick sale. So
150 under. No kidding. That's a big difference. Wow.
It is. And same, so I figure same thing with her mother's house. It went low just to quickly sell, right? And you can't do that unless you're disclosing that that's what you're doing and everyone's happy with it, but you can't do that in today's world. So she said she'll be using me. So
that is fantastic, Jen. And I really I'm sorry to interrupt. I really like the way you turned the conversation around from the standpoint of, well, why don't we find out what the market has to say before just rushing into a quick sale? So you know what I always do? I'll be sitting with a seller, right? Like you were there in over 2 hours, and I'll say, let's find out what the ceiling is. Let's have some buyers come through that are serious looking, qualified. Let's let them have a full assessment of your home. And then whether it's 1, 2, or 5, like Terry's expecting multiple offers on his upcoming listing, let's find out what the ceiling is. And that's the proper way. I think that's much better in the seller's best interest. So I like the way you did that very well, Jen. Nice going. And she already said she's going with you. So that's awesome. You're newer, right? You've only been in a couple years?
Couple months.
A couple months. Wow. Here, well, let's switch cheers. You teach us then, Jen. How's that? Good for you. Couple months. Will that be your first listing?
Well, close to it. Today, I'm going to list a rental. So that will be my first listing. I've worked with everybody on the buying and the other end, but I haven't been able to actually put my sign in the ground yet. So today I'm getting my very first listing, and then this house will be my first listing house. So they just have a little bit of renovating that they're finishing off right now. They've already started. They have to finish the work, and then we'll be listing. So might be, she said, a month or two, but they'll have me back out and we'll get everything organized. So I'm happy about that.
That is awesome, Jen. 2 months in. My goodness, you are doing terrific. So thanks for sharing that story.